Oh no, the jiggly isn't jiggling. There we go. No. I think I forgot to do that. Hold on a second. There, we'll get this. We'll get this working. Nope, that's the other thing. Oh, that's the tavern music. That shouldn't be playing. Uh-oh. That's for Twitch. Oops. Well, we'll see if we get flagged. If we get flagged, we'll start playing some Cyberpunk music. So why not? Okay. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. You guys need the link so people can hang out with us today. Doo-doo-doo. A boo-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. There we go. All right. It's Cyberpunk time, people. We're here. We're here and we're doing it. Yeah. I can remember how to click buttons. Welcome back. It is Wednesday. It is the viewer discretion. The viewer suggestion. The viewer suggestion. Subscribed. I'm already losing it. It is Wednesday. It is the viewer suggestion, which is where we take D&D suggestions from the community and we draw them. Today, it is, as been voted by the community, Cyberpunk Day. So we will be drawing D&D characters in a cyberpunk style. Whether that means just stylization or robotics, who knows? We're going to go for it. Amber, hello, welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, yes. I don't get to suggest anything this week, so I'll post my suggestion in a moment. Oh, didn't get to post anything. No problem, Amber. That's totally fine. For those of you that want to post, you're very welcome to suggest a character if you haven't already suggested one on the community post, because I have all of those listed on the chart here. We have like 30 something. It's a lot. There's a lot of suggestions. So we're gonna try to buzz through these a little faster than normal, but we'll see what happens. We normally roll a dice to see who gets to go, who gets drawn first, and we go from there. And we'll see how many we can get through. It'll be awesome. I'm gonna start off by drawing a rugby. I'm joined by Druid today. If you haven't checked out the new Hero Point video that came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, go check that out. There should be new videos coming out anytime that I finish them. Hopefully we'll have one out this month before the end of the month. And then we'll try to get another one out in December. So, welcome in everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. That's it. That's all I got. Let's get to it. So I'm gonna start with a rugby over here.
And I'm gonna start with an auto-gnome instead of a mushroom in order to kind of get me into the...
Oh yeah, I gotta do Cyberpunk rugby.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. I am not well versed in all of the Cyberpunk stuff. I'm sure there are lots of people who love this game that I have not played it yet. Because I'm lazy like that. So feel free to, suggest or correct all kinds of stuff. Because I know there's a few different archetypes of like aesthetics bouncing around this universe. I have a very, very vague one because I love sci-fi anyways. So I've without playing the game, I've dug through a lot of Cyberpunk stuff, and I did watch Edge Runner. So hopefully that'll help. Okay, Ambrosia's got a suggestion. Buzz, Megumi, hello. Coleman, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Let me add that to the list real quick. That was the wrong button. That is a notepad. I don't need notepad. This is very chill music for what I had been anticipating. Do not update Notepad. No. Go away. Go away, Notepad++. Get out of here. I was going to try to get Pretzel Rock working again. To try to get some Cyberpunk music, but it did not. It did not happen. Because they are weird. Yeah, Rugby 2077. That's right. I didn't realize that Almost Human was a Cyberpunk game. But like looking back at it, it makes way sense now. Way more sense now. So yeah. That's funny. I think we all know where this is going. Can we say choom on the internet? I'm not sure if that's allowed.
I have no idea what that means.
I'm assuming it's a bad word. I was still thinking of a suggestion. No problem. It's totally fine. Oh boy, that looks terrifying. I'm hyped on the stream. Yeah, title. It's great. Everyone get hyped. Hype train. Oh, that's Twitch. Man, Twitch is being weird. Twitch being real weird. So I'm glad we're on YouTube again. Except I can't do all the weird music stuff I can on Twitch. So there are trade-offs.
Yeah, I can't tell if Twitch is dying or not.
Oh, it's super dying. Twitch is just
yeah.
dragging its feet. Dragging its feet to the ground.
Twitter is dying.
Yeah, Twitter is also imploding. There's a whole lot of fun stuff. So let's ignore the world today and just draw Cyberpunk stuff.
Yeah.
How did I not get a picture of? I think people know what I'm going to do here because I have to meme real hard with rugby. Like that's the only way I know how.
It's almost like it's what he was designed for.
Yep. Everything is committing Lego step. Just like
Lego step is the best euphemism for self-harm I've ever heard.
Yeah. I can't think of it. Well, I was going to say I can't think of anybody who would willingly step on Legos, but I'm like, I guess I've done that. I didn't believe it would hurt as bad. And it didn't hurt that bad. But
it's not terrible.
Like, it's bad if you're not used to horrible, horrible pain. But like anybody that's fallen on like circuit boards or is just used to like actually getting stabbed by stuff. Legos they're pretty bad.
Yeah. So what you're saying is I've had fibromyalgia for a lot longer than I thought I have.
I mean, sometimes pain can just radiate backwards through your life. And you just... That's some weird shit that I just went through my head, so don't worry about that. Where the hell did that even come from?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's Final Fantasy. That's what that was. The whole premise of the Final Fantasy 14 character, like their superpower, is called the Echo, but it's an echo of the future. Like they're saying that like things happen that are so powerful that it like radiates through time and space, and people can experience those things. So you can see things from the past, which is really just a way of explaining away like flashbacks. You can see other people's flashbacks in the game because you can see these events, and then sometimes you see things from the future. And it's all over the place. Ciao, hello. I'm doing pretty well. Bionic, hello. I'm tired and in pain, but okay. Oops, cap. I mean, that feels like a pretty good time to use caps lock right there. So yeah. Died Steve, hello, welcome in everybody. We're drawing some rugbies. I gotta give Rugby some ponytails here. Ooh, do I give him the normal ears though? That's the question. Better idea. Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll make his ears the pigtails. I'm gonna try really hard to make this the only character reference from Edge Runners, which is another one of those great Studio Trigger series that like you watch it and you're like, that was so good, but you're super sad and depressed for like a week. I don't know why I like that so much.
Sometimes it's just good to feel sad, right?
I guess so. Okay, there's my Rebecca Rugby. Everyone can meme about it later.
Most of my favorite movies are quite tragic.
Is glitch people a thing in Cyberpunk? What do you mean glitch people? Like that? Like from the Wreck-It Ralph movie? I mean, I think the yeah, that's a weird question. My really only reference is Edge Runners. It was like that's based around cyberpsychosis, which is like, I guess people glitching out, but there's a lot more to it than that, so I don't know exactly what you mean. I really like Ghost in the Shell. That was the other thing I was trying to reference earlier. Ghost in the Shell is Cyberpunk. So, except it's not, because it is. It's really strange. Cyberpunk is very strange. All punk genres are just blends garbage sci-fi stuff. So, who knows? Damn, Roku's got a sassy pose. Matrix, yeah. Matrix is Cyberpunk. But the Matrix is also a lot more defines the genre, but it doesn't fit the current meta for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of it is very cyberpunk, but like not intentionally. People aren't augmenting themselves as like a forced thing, which is kind of weird. Understood. Do you have the Grim Hollow Player's Guide? I don't, actually. I don't know what that is. Grim Hollow sounds really cool. I like the word grim.
That is it's a 5e supplement, right?
Sounds familiar.
I feel like I've heard, I want to say Zbasho promoting it.
Ah, that could be. I could have heard that too. That sounds more familiar. Okay.
I could be totally off base though.
I hope people are happy with this little rugby. I think I'm going to get started because there's a lot. There's a lot today. We got lots to do and not much time to do it in.
Batman Beyond Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, that's probably the most helpful because I think that's the only Cyberpunk series of anything I've seen all the way through. So that might form the aesthetic of everything that I draw today.
What percentage of the list is Artificer? At least 5 of them. I've seen a couple Artificers. Oh, my mouse is gone. Where's my mouse? That was terrifying. Okay.
5 out of 30, so that's...
So we have a lot of
20%
to do today. Yeah, that sounds right. Can I shift? Can I just shift down? Insert row above. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 2 d20s. I'll roll d20 and a d10 because we have 30 right now. And I've removed the top number, so we can't roll a 1. So we're going to roll 2 to 30. And I realize that makes the people in the middle much higher of a chance. But, yeah, whatever. Sorry. Luck of the draw. Luck of the draw. The dice gods let it happen.
I've rolled a surprising number of nat 20s and nat 1s this last week, so, maybe that will offset it.
Yeah, glitch effects really are just like a lot of post-processing. So I don't know how I would draw that without spending like an hour on it. So, yeah. Plus, that sounds like a lot of pets, which is also usually against the rules. D&D character people, don't worry about the cyberpunk part. That's my job. Here we go. 16. Oh wait, which dice was gonna go first? It has to be the. No, I have to add these together. I'm all right. I rolled a 10 or a 1 and a 6, but it's a 10, and so I added them. I did it correctly in my head without thinking about it, but then I thought about it later, and I was like, what if it's 60-10 or 61? And I'm all right. Don't roll percentage dice, people. It breaks your brain.
Yeah, not unless don't do it unless you're a mathematician.
I did do it wrong. It's 7, not 16, because I rolled a 1, not a 10. I'm okay. It's a 7. A halfling armor artificer in a suit specifically designed to protect his town from ogres and other large threats like Iron Man's Hulkbuster armor. Halfling artificer in armor. I like it. The math, man. Yeah. Math is hard. I love math. I love math because it's a puzzle. It's a very simple puzzle.
I admire math, but I do not have a mind for it, and so it frustrates me when I try to do it.
First one is an artificer. Yeah, there's a bunch of artificers on here. The confusion there, Oni, was that I rolled a percentile die instead of a D10 because I'm lazy, and a D20, and I was going to add them together. But I rolled the 10, not the 0, which made me think it was a 10, which was 16. But then my brain's like, that's wrong. And then my other brain was like, no, that's fine. And then I fought with myself. And you guys got to witness that argument in real time. So here we go. Hard surface drawing is fun. It's way easier if you paint it, but...
Yeah.
All I can promise today is that the perspectives are going to be wrong, and hopefully we'll have a good time. Wait, halflings, not gnomes.
No, yeah. Autonom's the thing I'm doing. Do your own shit.
Yep.
I'm almost done as well.
Really, at the end of the day, I think, to answer your question earlier, is anything cyberpunk. It's kind of debatable. Like, there's basically this set description of it, but at this point, I think it really is just a means of helping someone understand the type of aesthetic they want. It's like, I want lots of robotic shit, and people are made out of metal. It's like, neat.
So it's just like any other punk, air quotes, genre.
Yeah, I think genres are just kind of a blending pot now anyway, so...
Which I understand, but also become a little bit frustrated by, because I rely on some of the specifics in order to figure my shit out. Like, visual language is really important to me because it's one of the few languages it's one of the two languages I'm fluent in, right?
Yeah, and I think, and that's kind of where I'm getting at, is like using the term cyberpunk as visual narrative or visual descriptors is kind of wrong, because really it should be describing the type of storytelling.
Yeah,
but sure. But people use it for the aesthetics of things that are cyberpunk. So like you said, technically Batman Beyond is like cyberpunk noir, which is really weird because Batman is noir.
Yes.
Ooh, those are really cool. I like those pictures. Thank you, Ash Brown. Great philosophy. Yeah. Yeah, Cyberpunk halfway. So I think there's a lot to it, and really all we're doing is like robotic sci-fi. Really, that's what we're doing. Mecha sci-fi. Is I think where a lot of this is going. At least right now, this is what I'm doing. I'm drawing a gnome in a mech suit, right? So
Yeah.
So not technically cyberpunk, but that's okay. Like that's not the intent, because it is. It's just a philosophy to think about. Now I'm going to try to draw a whole bunch of squares overlapping each other. That's my goal. I have done a lot of sci-fi sketches in the past. When I worked for the university, we did a spaceship game, and I had to draw a bunch of. I love drawing monsters, and I love drawing robots fighting monsters, so it worked out. That's probably why I got the job.
Yeah, probably. Also, that sentence totally reminded me of the honest trailers for what is it? Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Things your inner 8-year-old will love. Giant monsters, giant robots. Giant robots punching giant monsters.
That's what that movie was about, man. And then in the second one, they were like, what if they fought robots? And it's like, stop it. Stop ruining the thing I love. I'm not here for robot on robot action. I'm here for robot on monster action. Don't ruin my kink. Get out of here.
If you want to do robot on robot action, that's an entirely different genre of sex fiction, right?
If I wanted to watch Gundam Wing, I could. I was gonna say, if I wanted to watch like teen boys yell at each other with like lots of sexual tension, I'd go watch Gundam Wing. But... Not what I'm looking for. I want robots punching monsters. Robot on Robot, there's 2 movies for that, yeah. So the word for cyberpunk aesthetic should be cyberpunky? No, the word for cyberpunk aesthetic should be there's a term for it. Neo something? Shoot. Batman Forever. Lots of neon lights, lots of pop culture, lots of signage, lots of there's like a dichotomy for punk specifically. There's a dichotomy of class systems. That's where the punk system comes from. So you have like this very clean, advanced world that then like kind of degrades down. Degradation. That's really what cyberpunk should be. Cyberpunk should be somewhere between like hyperfuturism and degradation. The degradation of that. Transformers is one of those in a box. Oh, gross, yeah. Blade Runner. Blade Runner's perfect, right? Like, everyone has super flying cars. Nobody cares about anything. The world is kind of crummy for a lot of people.
But, like, the thing that defines cyberpunk as a storytelling genre is, like, huge social inequality, right? It's high technology, low standard of living.
Like the punk aesthetic is really supposed to be pushback, right? Like non-authoritarianism. And
which
so,
means they need they need an authority, they need some sort of authoritarian system in order to rebel against it within the story system.
And then the prefix for it is essentially stating where the power comes from. And I think that has actually been taken to like what powers the world. Because like steampunk, they're like, oh, you know, we made all this steam, and now there's a huge inequality between the people and the oppressors because these people control the steam and have all this power and have robots and mech suits and whatever, and then the low people don't have it. Those are where the punks come in, right? Like, we want the steam, which is weird. Right. Cyberpunk is the same thing. Like, there's a large corporations, there's large groups that control everything, and then the punks are pushing back against that in this world. Using whatever that power system is against itself. That's kind of where the punk aesthetic comes from. Corporals rule in cyberpunk. Like it's just that's over. Everyone thinks of like EDM pounding music for the OG set. It's so good. The music in cyberpunk is so good. But yeah, so Blade Runner, it's the same thing. basically there's all this genetic cybernetics, and it controls everything. Like they send all of these robotic fake people to go fight wars, and those people rebel. That's what Cyberpunk is about. Not Cyberpunk. What Blade Runner is about is essentially testing that bound. And so it's just a weird perspective, and I really like it. Don't get trapped up on like trying to define what it is. Really, it should just be sci-fi. Is really what we should be saying. You know.
Yeah.
Drawing futuristic sci-fi D&D characters sound awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what
Again, it's easy for me to get caught up on the definitions because, like I said, like language is a sticking point for me, right? And visual language is one of the few things that I understand.
Yeah, and I don't think Cyberpunk is a good visual, visual aid.
Sure.
Is my argument.
But like, yeah. But I get caught up on it because my brain wants it to be. My brain wants there to be a formal definition.
Neo-industrial.
Yeah.
Ashley Brown found it.
Neo-industrial
is the basically everything is manufactured. Everything is manufactured and produced, and people are trapped in it. I think that's a great way to do it. I'm basically making a diva suit. Speaking about robots fighting monsters, when Overwatch originally came out, Diva was supposed to be fighting these kaijus. And it's like, that's awesome. She's got this little robot, she fights big monsters, that's great. And then they made the video for it. And I only thought about this because I found it on the internet the other day. And like the monsters she's fighting are like tiny squid monsters that are robots. And it's like, that's lame. Like, what the hell? I was so disappointed. Food Art and Fred's, good combo. Yeah. Hello, Burning. I hope you're doing well.
Okay, I'm ready for my first prompt. What am I rolling?
A D20 and a D10. That's the closest I can give you.
Okay. 0 and a 5.
So 5.
5.
Or a 0, 10. 0 is 10. 0 is 10.
The 0 is on the 10. So 15?
Yep. A Warforged Juggernaut with miniguns. I would suggest not drawing those as real miniguns. And a skull painted on the helmet. Warforged Juggernaut. That sounds pretty awesome. It's like a minigun barbarian. I guess it would be a gunslinger, but that sounds pretty awesome. Warforged Juggernaut. The Diva absolutely should have been fighting giant robot squids, right? Like they were just. I didn't understand the premise there. Or I didn't understand where they took it, because it seemed way cooler than it was until they actually made it a video. And then it was like, I bet Widowmaker could just snipe all these things and it would be fine. We were talking in the Discord chat the other day about like, struggling to draw hips, and I said something to the effect of like, you either got to go real thick or real bony, and I was like, that probably doesn't make any sense to anybody.
It made sense to me.
Okay, good.
But I have experience drawing mushroom folk hips. Like sure. I've figured out a way to break down my myconid hips, which usually is a a super exaggeration of the boniness of like the iliac crest and the pubic bone. So
I really want hip bones to either be fully covered or just totally exposed.
yeah, same.
Like the hip joint is awesome. An awesome looking thing. And so yeah.
I think the reason you want all or nothing is because like the hips have so many landmarks. There is so much on the hip that when you're drawing a person, like it's really important reference points, right? In order to get the proportions of everything else right. Or, you know, you rely a lot on the hip girdle to inform everything else that's going on. So if you don't have that, that's fine. You can use visual shorthand instead, right?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna have it, then you kind of want all of it.
That's true. I do like keeping my references, my reference lines. That's one of the reasons I draw the way I do.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That would make sense if that's the like once I draw it, I want to keep it. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
really...
I think I'm not gonna say that is true for everybody, but what I just explained is my reasoning for why I like not just the drawing styles that I like, but also the materials that I like in sculpture. Because I specifically don't enjoy sculpting with oil-based clay because it's really plastic, right? It never gets stiff.
That's why I love plasticines.
I mean, they're easy to sculpt, but you have to have an armature, and then you have to hide the armature. And like if you don't have a hard enough plasticine, then you can work for hours to get a certain amount of detail. And then when you move on to the next area, you put your hand or your tool wrong once, and you lose a half an hour's worth of work getting detail. So I much prefer things that get hard over time. I prefer water-based clay because it gets leather hard, and I like sculpting in wax because it gets stiff really easily. And both of those cases, you can make them malleable again, which is something that I really like, is important to me. But because they get stiff, I don't find myself having to go back and put in the details over and over again.
Gotcha. Let me catch up on chat here. Okay, I thought Overwatch stopped caring about their own lore right after the time the game launched. Yeah, they did. Eat breakfast. That Evan looks like he's us from Iron-Blooded Orphans? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Devil-powered anti-paladin who is Cyberpunk is a crypto. Is this the... Steamatron, is this a suggestion? I assume it's a suggestion. So a lawyer that can throw a punch. Join agrees. Hip join less a lawyer, more someone who's so lawful evil that they will buy out or control everything you do or have. Isn't that just normal lawyer stuff? Like normal corpo people?
Yeah.
Good hip lore. That's not very lawful. That's true, actually. Yeah, it depends if you're lawful or not. Owns you extremely lawful evil. Yeah, depending on if you're cheating or not. That's the weird thing about lawful evil, is like lawful is inherently kind of structural. Lawful equals for the worlds you put themselves on the top, no matter how. We've kind of boiled it down to lawful as just being lawful evil is basically just selfish, I think. Bending the rules, but don't break them, make the rules work for you. That's lawful evil. I think that's a better way to look at it, making the rules work for you. Or being the one that makes the rules, forcing people to respect them.
Yeah.
Just lawyers with magic. I assume that was a suggestion. I won't put it on the list for you. I'm a little confused about the devil-powered, though. Devil-powered anti-paladin. It's a little confusing.
I mean, that's just no mercy Percy, alternate class.
Just the warlock version. I just finished up season 4 of Stranger Things. I know I'm behind. Doesn't matter. You know my time is important to me. But yeah, I kept watching that, and I'm just like, man, will saves. Somebody make a will save. I hate it. It's really good. It was a really good season. Yeah, mind magic, no good. Mind magic, no good. Okay, I think I'm about done with this one. I think the extent that I would like to push this stuff, because it is supposed to be more hard surface, is there should be a lot of shading. A lot of shading to kind of dictate panels and differentials of directions. Different directions, not differentials. Yeah. So I think I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to go through and give all these pieces like hard body, hard surface angles, and then leave it at that. So some of these might be a little sketch, but I think that's going to be okay.
Yeah, all of mine are going to be really sketch because I'm not used to drawing this genre.
Depending on the intent of the creature. Like this thing, I think the robot is really what we want to show off. I don't really care about the halfling. He's in here. But I think the robot was the important part, so we're going to stick with that. I'm going to give him some goggles because he's an artificer. Here's my steel defender. That's just a gun. Yep.
What's your point?
Yeah. Thought that was supposed to be a robot. Oh, it's a robot. It's definitely a robot. I like to think that the weird thing that just doesn't exist in D&D is glass. Like, like they have all this metal and dwarves can craft anything out of rocks, but like there's just no good glass makers.
Really? Because my thought is with all the fire magic, glass would be, and like electricity magic especially, like glass would be a much easier thing to come by.
But in a world where you don't have to like have conductors and
semiconductors and resistors.
Yeah, like it doesn't feel like they would have developed it as well. Especially when it's like, I'm gonna make a force field. It's like, well, that's better than pretty much anything. Like just always make force fields.
I mean, that's fair.
The shield spell is so simple. It's just like, that's the thing I don't get about the shield spell. Is like, why isn't I guess essentially maybe the Ring of Protection is supposed to be the equivalent of a shield spell, but I feel like the shield spell should be used a lot more in adventuring gear. Here's a cape that just blocks the first time you take a hit. That's kind of what Pathfinder is moving towards.
Yeah.
I'm not super happy about it because I feel like the general buff creation has been weakened by it, but the idea is solid of taking rudimentary spells and just making them highly accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
Lawyer's okay.
My understanding of Pathfinder's like adaptation of the shield spell is like they built this cool mechanic for using a shield to intercept, damage, right? I I think that what happened is they were like, well, we have this cool mechanic um, for martial classes. There's no reason not to repurpose it for caster classes. I'm like, we just take the shield spell and make it an actual shield.
That's what 4th edition did, essentially. Like, fighters had the ability to shrug off damage.
Yeah.
And it kind of works the same way, but just it scales differently throughout the game.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Just popped in the prompt of these two dudes. This was a halfling in ogre fighting armor, and then on the right, Druid is drawing essentially a war machine, Warforged.
Warforged. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Don't know if the suggestion got buried. If it did, a Goliath barbarian with big long chain on his wrist and hung around him. Okay. Just Goliath with a chain. Got it.
I know exactly what I will do if I get that.
All right. She's gonna be naked.
I mean, no. It's gonna be a motorcycle, bro. Chain gang motorcycle.
The idea was that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. For him, becoming a monster with no limits was the best way to fight them. Well, I think I missed something. Oh, for the lawyer. People overestimate how much glass in D&D. All windows and glass covered, even though there wasn't a thing like 300 years ago. Yeah, I mean, glass has been around forever. Not forever. It's been around for a while. Are those windows just glass walls?
In 1st edition Pathfinder, there was a alchemical thing called glass steel, which basically was you take glass and you give it the properties of steel, which I really liked because it gave me options for druids in terms of armor and weapons that they could use that wouldn't go against their...
I love and hate that. Like,
yeah.
The what was the other one? Like Ironwood. Ironwood is kind of the one you can use as well.
Yeah, totally. So I appreciate them from a game balance perspective, but at the same time, it also like removes the limitation
flavor,
that was inherently built in. So therefore, it's subverting its own rules. Yeah. So I get it. I agree with you. I love and hate it, but I use that all the time.
Well, I like it, but I want to be powerful. So yeah, that basically wraps it up for what I was thinking. The biggest thing about like there's flasks and stuff all over D&D. So like glass definitely exists, but like I guess I use glass all the time. So maybe my comment was just kind of offhanded. But glass as we know it and use it today in the last 20 years is bonkers in levels of chemistry and like physical properties.
Yes.
So that doesn't exist. That kind of stuff doesn't exist. In D&D, you could just have really heavy glass. And I like making magical glass that is like unbreakable. Because really, like all these people flying around all over the place with bandoliers of potions on their belt, like those things are going to break. Those things are going to break, but we never talk about it. So
another good use for glass steel.
Yeah.
I think like real world glass is crazy nuts. I think people don't really realize it. One of the reasons the West started to outstrip the East in terms of technology is because of glass. And like it's a really easy thing to overlook, but like China never developed glass because its porcelain was so its porcelain technology was so advanced, right? Yeah. So it never needed to develop glass. The West developed glass because it didn't have nearly as fine ceramic. But like clear glass, there's so much more you can do with it, especially in terms of making lenses. And that is specifically where technology started to take off for the West. And then when we developed inert glass that could be used for chemistry, it made it go even faster.
What was the thing in Star Trek? It was like transparent aluminum.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, essentially.
Which is pretty much just synthetic ruby, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which we can also make very easily now.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. We're gonna move on to the next one. But I did want to make this guy's legs just like he just got hips. It's fine. Gotta get those servos. Servos, yo.
Okay. Now you've said Servo, I have to draw Tom Servo as a character.
What is Tom Servo?
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, okay. Apparently, every adventure has all the bags entirely sealed and waterproofed, right? Yeah, I mean, like, that drives me up the wall. I jump in the water, like, with all your stuff. Okay. You can waterproof leather. It's not that hard. You can, but, like, waterproofing a bag.
Closures.
Yeah. Like, waterproof zippers are, once again, a new thing. So,
yeah,
it's
and
definitely
there's no reason in D&D for them to have made zippers.
The other thing is, like, so is your bag cinched tight so that it's waterproof, and then it's going to take you like a minute to open, or is it easily accessible so you can grab stuff? So I kind of like playing with that sometimes, but most of the time I just hand wave it because it gets annoying. Resistances in 5e work weird. Even if you get the resistance multiple times for the same type, it will not do the same damage if you have one. I don't think they stack. Magoo.
Nope.
In my world, there's a desert who has become glass. Okay. Which is said to be because the sun god murdered another god there. That's pretty cool. Glassing a planet is terrifying. Like, that was something they did in the Halo books. Where the Covenant would be like, oh, there might be flood here. Glass the planet. And it's just like, oh god. Like, that sucks. And that term always just kind of burned into my brain, of being able to just melt everything.
That's way beyond thermonuclear technology, by the way.
Wow. As an adventurer, you become hydrophobic, like a duck. That makes sense. They put it within a glass jar. My leather bag is made out of glass. Okay. I'm gonna roll some dice. Here we go. So for those of you who are just jumping in, we are talking all kinds of stuff, but we're doing Cyberpunk D&D characters. We're rolling some dice. I have everybody's characters on this list, and we're just gonna see where it goes. 26. Tiefling Firewalker Mystic. That's a corpo merc. He tends to wear business suits. So do a suit. Alright. Tiefling Firewalker Mystic. Corpo merc. The corpos have like weird eyeballs, right? Is that their whole thing?
I have no idea.
I never really know what makes them corpos. Let's start with the fire tiefling and we'll go from there. No, all these people just look normal. Alright, whatever. I feel like I bet the game really just kind of leaned into textures, whereas the cartoon really, went nuts with it. Because they could. They didn't have to worry about poly counts.
Yeah.
Should I give her flame hair? That could be interesting. What did I kind of do? If she's wearing a suit, I'm going to do sharper shoulders.
Let's see, if I could have a holographic projector cover my balding hair with animated flame, would I do it? Yes.
You wouldn't just replace the top of your head? Correct. 5e resistance immunity is basically all or nothing, or half of what you get. Yeah. Makes playing some of the combos not as good since it doesn't stack. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot like power gaming, and some of that's why they got rid of it, specifically, because there were a lot of things you could do in some of the older editions especially in Pathfinder, like, you can really cheese stuff with drow, specifically. Like, if you take the right things, all of a sudden, like, there's a 30% chance that magic just can't touch you, period. And it's like, that's damn near impossible. One thing I did when I screwed it up, because it's not supposed to stack, but I let it stack, and all of a sudden Lars's character at level 5 had like I think it was impossible for me to hit him with magic with the character that was level 10. It was just like I'm like, this seems broken, and I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, none of that stuff stacks. Like, it breaks real fast. So spell resistance is weird, but it causes more rolls. In Pathfinder 3.5, you had DR, SR, and what was the other one? There was one more. It might just be immunities, I think. Condition immunities.
Yeah, I think it was condition immunities.
So yeah,
damage resistance, spell resistance,
hardness. Hardness is good. Hardness,
yeah,
and
hardness, yeah.
Whole bunch of stuff. Druid, you drew an atlas for Mech Warrior.
Oh, did I? Cool.
You're thinking
I
of
have no idea what that is.
From Warframe. They have weird eyes. I don't know if I don't have enough Warframe stuff in my brain. My homebrew rule is 3 resistances for an immunity and 3 immunities to be able to heal from the source. Interesting. I didn't realize you could get that many stacking buffs. How do suits work?
Lots of layers and chunky shoulder pads.
Lots of layers, chunky. We got it.
It's about making a silhouette very square. All right, so you square off the shoulders, and then let's see, something specific with lapels.
What about a zombie werewolf who's missing its lower jaw? What about it? I would definitely make some characters stronger, but it should have been some limitations. We definitely make some characters stronger, but it should have some limitations. Yeah. I think a lot of it is just 5e is the way it is because of ease of balance. So
yeah,
anytime you're like, that's dumb, I hate that about 5, just look at the older editions. Like, that's they just have removed so much stuff. But essentially, whatever you're going to do is going to add complexity, and that's fine. I think complexity is great for D&D. It's just a matter of how much you want to add.
And yeah, well, like the only thing you have to do when homebrewing is like just be aware that what you're doing may or may not work, and if it doesn't work, be willing to change.
Yeah.
Right. That's all you have to do. Just try stuff and see what works.
Yep, I think that's a great way to look at it, because essentially, like, play something in one game, and if it doesn't feel right, like, just tell your players, like, hey, so yeah, we're going to try this out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I have the right, as the DM, to just take it away from you and change it. But just, be consistent and open about that, instead of just like, yeah, I'm not going to have it work this time, but I'll give it back later. It's like, no. Like, you be very consistent with it. And if you have to change something, make it, adjusting things is not the same as being flippant about it.
Yeah. It can be useful, and this is one of the things that I really like about our Pathfinder game that we're playing, 2nd edition game that we're playing right now, is I basically said when I started GMing that we're essentially going to treat this as a playtest. I just want to see how the system works, and if we want to try new stuff, we can try it. We'll just we'll see how it goes. And like, I have totally made mistakes along the way, but I don't feel like I have to feel bad or embarrassed about it, because from the outset I was like, we're essentially going to treat this like a playtest. I am
so surprised how often we can't figure out how grappling works.
Like, I know.
Pathfinder, they made it a little too complicated.
Got it down. Yeah. I think I finally got it down.
Grappled, restrained, pinned. But like, each one of those steps, it feels like the characters can just negate all of it, which is really weird. I don't know if you get to make saves to get out of restrained, but
I believe you do. I believe you can make us if you are like bound, then I believe even then I believe you still get to make saves.
Like, pinned feels like you're done, but maybe not. Because one roll should not get you out of the same issue as 3 consecutive successes. Like that seems really strange to me. So like the difficulty should go up.
Yeah, I agree. I think it does. We just haven't
I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Yeah, we just haven't figured it out yet. And I think that is that. I don't think that that's because the Pathfinder's system is too complicated. I think that it's because Pathfinder suffers from what I am calling, it suffers from a lack of,
transparency.
Yeah, but I came up with my own term for it, and now I've totally forgotten it. Doesn't matter. Conservation of information.
Gotcha,
All of the information you need
is somewhere in the book.
For each of those steps. All of the information you need for each of those steps is separate and in a wildly different place. And that's a problem because when you do one of those steps, you have to look at they're all connected, right? So all of the information should be connected.
I just had a really weird deja vu moment.
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Maybe we
have.
I'm
not surprised.
But was I drawing a tiefling when we were talking about it? Maybe it was. Oh
know.
No!
That the stream is eating itself.
The world.
Everybody, get out now while you still can.
The world is a lie. Life is a simulation. Buy gold.
I don't trust that triangle, thank you.
Yeah, Bill Cipher, no bueno.
A really good villain, though.
He's a little too chaotic for me. Because really, with all of his power, he should have just killed everybody. Like, every single time. But it's a kid's show, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, he's a little too powerful to be a good villain in my mind. But he's a good villain he's a good villain that doesn't really want to win, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that's he is in my mind a lot like Mixus from
exactly.
DC universe, right? Like there's no reason he should ever lose, but he's not there to kill everybody. He is there to have fun, and for him having fun is about the manipulation.
Gene splice vampires that drain the nanotechnology from its victims. Would you drop a deep mechanic testing session in the middle of a campaign or just a spin-off for it? Would you drop a mechanic testing session? You should be play testing your ideas. That's something I think a lot of people don't do. Is it's okay to just, I'm gonna make my character fight a goblin and see what happens. Roll some dice and test something out. But for the most part, really, I think yeah, you can drop them right into your game as long as everyone's aware. Hey, I'm trying this thing out. This is how I'm gonna do it. But that can cause contention, especially if it is wildly broken. I've had that. People will jump in with their own ideas without talking to the DM first, and just be like, "Yeah, so my character now has 4,000 attacks per turn." It's excuse me, what the hell are you talking about? Right? Don't surprise people with homebrew shit. Talk about it first. The same thing about 5e stealth rules. Some in the DM book and some is in the PC book. Yeah, stealth rules are kind of strange because it works on two sides. The DM should know, and the DM has to do all the math from the back end, because it's based on lighting, it's based on sound, it's based on perception of characters in the environment. And the players don't need to deal with any of that shit. So the players just need to know when I want to stealth or how do I move, this is it, and this is what's going to happen. So that's a little weird. Pathfinder does have the problem. What we're talking about more is the definition of grapple is literally you make a grapple attack. And it's well, what the hell does that mean? And then you have to look up and causes the grappling condition. So you look up the grappling condition, which is in a different spot. But then that's like grappling works in this situation with this, and this. And then you can do a restrain. It's like, what the hell is a restrain? Look up the restrain condition. So then you have to go somewhere else. And then it's like the restrained action versus the condition are two different things that are not in the same place in the book. And it's just like, it's frustrating. If they get digitally, like the digital nexus up, that game is going to be amazing. And until they do that, it's awful. It's good. I really like Pathfinder, but the core rulebook is about like 1.5 to 2 inches thick. Like it's a big book. It's a big book, and
yeah,
it's not laid out well. They have a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so with godly powers.
We are. Yeah. No, I don't need to re-explain it. You explained it perfectly.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't mean to
No, you're.
Okay, I need to add some face stuff here. Let's get some face shit in this.
Hello.
Hey. Hello. You gonna join us? Should I make some space?
I'll join you guys, yeah.
There's something I've learned about, like, through all of my years of looking at, like, anime and specifically, like, mega anime and stuff, and then looking at industrial equipment and learning how to draw hard surface, is, like, anytime they have these little divots and stuff, usually that's for, like, a connection port. So really there's a screw in that person's face. I just want to point that out. Anytime you put those little divots everywhere, it's like, oh, there's a bolt there. So do Cyberpunk medkits have, like, screwdrivers in them? Is that a thing?
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
Ripper docs are as much mechanics as they are doctors.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that makes sense.
I'm now imagining, like, you couldn't just carry all of this stuff, because I'm imagining you would need to literally carry every size and shape and different screwdriver mated head type of screw and bolt.
So that is why standardization is important. And Apple is an asshole.
Yes.
Yep. And I feel like
right to repair.
No, Apple's only an asshole because they're competitors. If you let them just completely monopolize the market, then it's fine.
It would all become standard if we were in charge of it. It's like that's.
And it would also cost everybody 30 times as much. I'm not just pulling that number out of my ass either.
I will say, when I started graphic design school forever ago, I got a MacBook Pro. It was really nice. It's really nice. But I now no longer own anything made by Apple. And I hopefully never will again.
Yeah. So I also got a MacBook Pro when I started art school. And also never will again. Not unless there are no other options.
They really are like sports cars. Like, they're very fancy, they run really clean, but they are really expensive, and you don't need them. A pickup truck, in my mind, is much better now, and that's kind of been my mentality after that. Of like, I want to get the most work utilitarian thing I can out of my equipment, instead of trying to buy the fancy models.
Yeah. That being said, if you have one, like, no shame.
I say that. I guess I want to walk on
for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Wacom is way less scummy of a company.
That's true. I very much appreciate their quality of stuff, but it is expensive. It is expensive, but like, the pens are so nice. I love it. So
the pens are so nice. Yeah.
I don't know.
And especially since like the next best thing for my situation would be an iPad with an iPen, and I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Although, like, The people I know that have iPads really enjoy sketching on them. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah, well,
Usually
well,
they're-
you know, I really like sketching on my Wacom.
I
So
have screwed up this face. I don't remember how faces work all of a sudden. I think it's because she's a lot more profiled than I anticipated.
mm,
Burning, how are you doing?
hey, Rook, scooch to the left a little bit.
I can do that. Oh boy, I really screwed up this face. Let's just start over. Let's just do all this. I really like those lips though. Those did pretty good. What makes a good fire mystic? Should I light her hair on fire? What if we put like a little flame right in here? Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
A bandolier full of Zippos.
Sorry, I was a little distracted. I'm doing all right. Also, yes, just a bunch of lighters sounds good to me.
Are fire mystics supposed to just be pyros?
In a cyberpunk world, yes.
Yeah.
I would expect,
Or, you know,
like,
arsonists.
yeah, butane, torches, plasma torches everywhere.
A 1,000 Molotov cocktails. They own a gas station.
World of Warcraft Dragon people just came out. Spent like 30 to 40 minutes yesterday just playing around with the character creator.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was good.
Awesome.
It gave me some cool ideas for horns and stuff.
That's always nice. Totally worth it. Was not a waste of time at all.
Time enjoyed is not time wasted. Or I guess what is it? Time. Wasting time. Enjoying is not wasted time.
Yeah.
Wasting
If
time
you
having
would-
fun is not wasted time. There we go.
Yeah.
Esben, I'm not sure. You just keep suggesting stuff. I'm very confused. A secretary bird mon with blade claw. I don't know what that means. The collector also wants to kill everyone. They want friends, and they play with others. Wait, what? Oh, the collector. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's Owl House, right?
I think so. Wait, is that Owl House? I'm thinking of, I thought that was a DC thing.
It's such a generic name.
It's a very generic
So
term.
many-
Yeah.
The Bone Collector is a movie. Okay, if this is a pyro, I think we gotta go a little more intense. Bri, hello. Smiley face cowboy hat. Makes me think that shenanigans are happening. I should wear a cowboy hat. for no reason, just to wear it. Drawing your cybernetic bunny girl?
Yup, just a warm-up.
Don't remember her name.
Sarah.
Sarah's a good name. Wait, why the curses? Because you didn't mean to do the cowboy hat?
Maybe he's upset because you're suspicious of the smiley cowboy.
I'm just saying, usually it's a pumpkin or something that is not a cowboy hat. Cowboy hat, you know, suspicious. Whoops, I just deleted everything.
You don't trust the yeehaw?
I got in trouble. In someone's stream for the yeehaw. I haven't been in one of her streams in a long time. What the hell? Oh no. Now I'm in big trouble.
Okay, what am I rolling?
You're rolling a D27 if you got it. Pumpkin ghost. There we go. See, that makes more sense. Not suspicious at all. The Crocodile Dundee hat, though. I guess that makes sense. You know, gotta get the gator in there.
A D20 and a D10. Here we go.
Sketch Waffles. There we go. Wow. I don't know why I could not remember Sketch Waffles' name. Yeah.
25.
25. Why do the dice hate me? This is so weird. So, this is fine. I guess. Borg Sorcerer. I'm going to let you freely interpret this any way you see fit, although the orange mohawk seems necessary. Do Borg beat get? The dice gods are weird. Because I'm pretty sure that's Bry's suggestion, and Bry just showed up. I shit you not, I will screenshot this right now. Bam. Oops.
Borg Sorcerer.
Borg Sorcerer. I like that concept.
Like Borg as in Star Trek?
That's
Borg?
what I thought, right? Which is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Nope, I can't post that in the YouTube chat. I will post it in the Discord just to prove to everybody that there it is there. There's some good ones on here. 25. Borg Sorcerer. The Borg Sork. Gotta get them super fancy shoulders. Highly suspicious dice, making me look highly suspicious. I keep clicking the button on my pen. I think I should probably just disable it. Why am I drawing with the back? Am I erasing? What's happening here?
No idea.
That's super weird. So for some reason, there we go. I understand what happened now. Okay. For some reason, I was, you can draw with the foreground or background, but you can select the color different. It doesn't matter. Aggie got weird on me. I was basically drawing with my secondary color and not my primary color.
Right.
Aggie does act really weird with foreground, background color. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Because it's like, oh, you can switch and pick in between, but it's like, but you've made that the foreground color now. Why not just always switch the foreground color? Like, well, what if you want to change the background color? It's like, then I switch to it. It's the same amount of clicks. It's the same amount of clicks. Why are you doing this to me? So confused.
I don't think I've ever had this problem.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, there's a bear emoji in there.
Oh no, was it a bear? A Borg bear? Oh dang, I wrote it down wrong. That's my bad.
Okay.
Okay, so question then: is a Borg bear, a cyborg bear, or is it a cyborg bugbear?
Cyborg bear. That's how I'm taking it.
My brain just doesn't read the bear emojis anymore. I just anticipate them. Thank you for the $1. I appreciate that. I'll draw a quick cyber bear. Is I'll draw a quick cyber bear for $1. Is Afro Samurai Cyberpunk? You would think it would be.
I don't know.
I can't remember the guy's name. The guy that almost dies and has all the headbands and wears the bear helmet. Becomes Darth Bear Vader. That doesn't sound right. Darth Vader bear. That sounds more appropriate.
I don't know. It still sounds like a gay fetish thing to me.
It's always possible. Afro Samurai was great. That was a good anime. It's just a sparkly bear? Do I have to read emojis now? Of course, I was the suggester. Just saying nothing beats an army of bear. Cyber bears do sound terrifying. I think there was I watched that. That was pretty... It was dark. The Love, Death, and Robots with the cyber bear.
Oh, that was brutal.
That was brutal. Okay, I'm done with the tiefling, I think. I think I'm done with the little cyber bear.
I'm done with Warforged Minigunner.
It's time to roll. Roll out! Here we go. She could use more fire, but I think she's alright. Okay, we're down to 27. So I'm going to roll a d20 and a d8 now. Cyber Hippo would be scarier. Maybe.
I rolled a 21.
I feel like Cyber Hippos wouldn't be able to sneak up on you as well as a bear would. But maybe it just depends on the terrain. 21 is a black and white lightning lines minotaur. Lightning lines. Oh, with black with white lightning lines. There we go. Minotaur Eldritch Knight. Uses giant firewood axe. And a sci-fi farming tool. Alright. Eats pumpkins. That's an interesting thing to add, but I like it. Occasionally uses to throw. For eat, he liked to eat pumpkins that he occasionally uses to throw. That's what it says. Also, he specializes in stealth because sneaky wall of, and then I've lost it. Because he's a sneaky wall of beef, is what it says. So, sneaky wall of beef pumpkin minotaur with lightning. Take that however you want. It sounds like a Terraria character. If I'm being honest. Sounds pretty good. Would a
sneaky wall of beef?
Sneaky wall of beef, yeah. A cyber hippo would have a satellite dish on its back? Probably. I'm sure it would have Wi-Fi at least. What is this death hippo? Wi-Fi I'm picking up. Oh god, it's getting stronger. Alright, 5. A light gray lizard folk rogue with dark orange eyes, red spikes, dark colored scarf, and black pauldrons. Likes to run protection jobs, mainly dual wields blades. All right. You do that. Lizard folk. I think we're just gonna go. We're gonna go full on cyber lizard here. I don't think I'm gonna make it an actual lizard folk and then just augment it up. Like, I think the spines are gonna be kind of jaggedy. If I do have to reread some of the sentences here, please don't feel like I'm making fun of anybody. I am not good at writing or reading sentences. I've spent most of my life, my adult life anyways, having to skim through research papers. So I read like every third word and it just breaks my brain. Kaiju hippo would be pretty funny. I like the idea that these horns like glow in the dark. Or like are bright red or something. That would be pretty neat. Am I gonna have to color these? I don't want to color these, but I might have to. I think the other part of that is if people suggest colors, it's like I only do black and white. So I don't know if those are like meant for Druid or what, but
Possibly. I feel like this one was meant for me just because wall of beef. Sneaky wall of beef sounds very much like somebody wanted me to draw it.
That's legit. It's legit and that's fair. No, there would not be a 2-point pin on that. That's a pinch, not a latch. Ignore me and my fastener knowledge. Not sure exactly what is or is not cyberpunk. So is a kaiju hippo cyberpunk? No, I don't think so. I mean, unless it's like... No, not really. Not really at all. Lions and other predators don't phase or really haunt a hippo when they are fully grown. Oh, don't hurt a hippo. Yeah, they're super tough. There was... What was it? Maybe it wasn't hippos. It was lobsters. That's what I was thinking of. There's been a lot of mech animes that will just for some reason make one of the people driving it a hippo. It's like, why would you do this? But those aren't cyberpunk. Those are all very much just mecha anime. Like the trope of just having random roaming intelligent creatures for some reason that's never explained. Gurren Lagann was pretty good about that though, because they're like, look at all the weird animal people. That's strange, right?
Yeah, Gurren Lagann kind of explained it.
Yeah, they did. Isn't hippo skin so thick that they're round and they're so round that it's difficult to bite them? I think that is the case. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just super beef. Kind of like mammoths. How do you kill a woolly mammoth? Slowly, over time. Not cool. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, my hunting skills now have turned into, going to the grocery store. But, I don't know what I would do if I all of a sudden had to eat an entire cow. Like, it would take me so long. How do you deal with it? How do you cope?
Make a lot of jerky.
Yeah, just a lot of jerky.
I mean, if you're on the trail, that is traditionally how you do it. I think. I don't know. I'm not an actual mountain man, so maybe my sources are completely wrong. But
No, I was thinking about that because of like, yeah, how big.
yeah, oh yeah,
Cows are
it
big.
is so much. It is so much meat.
I mean, I'm also pretty sure that you don't hunt large game
Without a plan.
intention.
Yeah.
Without a plan, and without the intention of feeding like a large number of people.
You don't accidentally catch a cow. Actually, that has happened. I've talked about that, I think, before. Last time we bought a bunch of meat was one of my aunt's farms. She just called us and she was like, one of our cows got struck by lightning. Do you want to buy some of the beef? And it was like, I guess. It's like, that's a act of God. Here we go. Free hunting.
I need to decide how magnum bullets I want to go on this.
Yeah,
cow.
Magnum bullets is Cyberpunk, I would argue, for sure.
Oh yeah, I cannot think of any other genre in which it would fit.
Cyberpunk, trying to nail down Cyberpunk as a genre is weird because you have things that fit the aesthetic really well, and then but don't fit like theme.
Yeah, I think Magnum Bullets fits both.
Yeah.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the whole conversation we had about that earlier.
Yeah.
So we're like total agreement with what you just said.
100% agree. Yeah.
It very much is like, it's not a good descriptor of. It's not a good visual descriptor anymore because it's kind of the pop culture visuals that are used in right now like don't actually match the narrative style that it was. Because I would argue very much so that like Blade Runner is amazing cyberpunk.
Oh, absolutely.
Matrix, great cyberpunk, but like they don't really have that visual style that a lot of like really, really great cyberpunk aesthetics are now currently. So that's a good crocodile. I like that one. I need to give this guy a little more. If he's like a, I was gonna say a protector. That's not right. He's got to have that merc look, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've captured that quite yet. You know what'll help? Metal jaw.
I was just thinking my bear needed a metal jaw.
I was thinking about a bunch of that kind of stuff this morning when I was driving home. I was like, oh man, if you did have any of these augmentations to make you stronger, like you would just destroy your own limbs.
Yeah, oh yeah,
so
totally.
Like, if you want to go faster, you got to replace the whole thing. And it's like, I love the little like metal knuckles and stuff in all of the Cyberpunk games. Can't watch the stream at the moment, but what have we been up to drawn so far? We've drawn quite a few things, actually. Hunger for Barbarians, Don't Always Food. Yeah, gotta eat everything. Let's see, what have we drawn? We've drawn some Warforged. We've drawn a Cyber Tiefling, a Halfling, and a Mech. What was the other one? Oh, and we drew a Rebecca Rugby, which that only makes sense to a handful of people, but there it is. You're welcome. What was the other thing I was asking? Dang it. I lost my own train of thought by reading the chat. Oh well. It's gone.
It happens.
Seeing the Rebecca Rugby reminds me that I was actually very worried when I heard Trigger was making a cyberpunk anime.
Oh yeah? Why is that?
Because Trigger's not usually... I didn't think their theming that they normally run with would fit Cyberpunk.
Interesting.
And technically, I think I was right in that their typical storytelling format still wouldn't fit Cyberpunk. Because Edgerunners doesn't fit their typical...
Yeah, it's different. It was not what I expected, right? Like, Studio Trigger usually has a very over-the-top... I'm gonna say win state. Just like you feel very bolstered, but this is very much a tragedy, right? Like the whole show is just about grief and tragedy. So it's like I was not expecting that, and it was really good. Are the Jedi guys on that Was It Voyager ship Cyberpunk? I think you're just trying to entice. Like, are you just inciting violence now, Bryce? Is that what's going on? Jedi. There are some Cyberpunk Jedi, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Voyager. Man, what would you consider Voyager in the Star Trek universe? I loved Voyager. Voyager was great, but it was very much. It was different because.
I mean, I think most all of Star Trek is pretty just straightforward science fiction.
It is science fiction, but Voyager was separate because it was not. It was not the traditional. They didn't have the support of the Federation, right? So they were a lone ship, kind of fully exploring stuff.
Yeah. Like the Next Generation is very specifically utopic futurism, right? And Voyager is very much not that.
Purple poop. I don't know what that emote is called. But yeah, we were talking about that all morning, was whether or not, like, how do we really define cyberpunk? And I think what we came up with was we're basically looking at like neo-industrial robotics. That's the aesthetic that we're all kind of pushing for today.
Yeah.
When we say cyberpunk.
Yeah, I still have some hangups about like definitions for cyberpunk, and that's just not going to happen. Or like I'm just not going to be able to get over that immediately, right? Like I'm going to have to finagle that in my head.
Yeah. And really, I think a lot of that conversation was to kind of placate you and the chat of like, it doesn't have to be one thing. Like, the aesthetic that we're going for is really it's just sci-fi. Like, there's a lot you can do with it. And we're basing a lot of it off of... I'm basing a lot of mine off of... I have a bunch of Studio Triggers stuff, like the game sheets and stuff. Some screenshots from the game, because it's cool. It's a really cool aesthetic that is specifically Cyberpunk, the game. So that's where I'm reaching from, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I am... For this bear, I'm drawing a whole lot from Akira.
Yeah, Akira's a good one. We've got an Akira situation over here.
It's just kind of really important to me that as we discuss that and as it keeps coming up, because apparently it's going to keep coming up, I don't get all worked up like I did about steampunk.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because so if anybody in the chat missed that, good for you. I got real bitchy about it.
I would agree. Cyberpunk's pretty loose as far as like definition of what is or isn't cyberpunk.
Yeah. And like my issue is specifically that I want it to not be, and that's what I got to get over. Right?
Too bad.
My brain's like, words mean things. It's gotta be. Yeah. So I'm gonna not be a gamekeeper little bitch about it this time.
Pedanticism.
Cyberpunk's also in a weird situation because the term came before the game, and the game doesn't necessarily fit what the term meant beforehand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying a little earlier.
Yeah.
Is like Cyberpunk is a great literary storytelling type genre. Storytelling genre. Has nothing to do with the aesthetic. Zero to do with the aesthetic, which is the same argument I have with steampunk, right? Because like steampunk as a storytelling device is very similar to cyberpunk, like the same genre, but it has a like classical Victorian aesthetic into like a industrial aesthetic, and it's they're separate. They're very separate, and I don't know how to describe the cyberpunk aesthetic. Besides, I think what do we come up with? Neo, industrial, neon,
Robotic something.
yeah,
like
robotics. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff to go with. So like, yeah, it's one of those things. One of those things we talk about it too many times.
Yep.
Thank you
we'll
for the rugby
continue to have,
emotes,
like,
by the way,
those
Brian.
things.
I appreciate that. People, rugby emotes. Tell me what you
They're
want,
awesome.
what you really, really want from the YouTube memberships, and I'll make that happen. Also, if you are a YouTube member and not a Patreon, let me know in Discord, and we will get you your Patreon rewards. Because anybody that's a YouTube member, I will also give access to like the Patreon stuff on Discord, which is just the Patreon only chat. I think there's maybe 2 YouTube members right now. So, but if you don't want to use Patreon and you like YouTube, that's an option. It's a way to get access to the other fun stuff that we post. I just post like tokens and stuff that I make there. But we do have a Patreon. If you want to support us on Patreon, that's amazing. And other than that, go check out some videos. That was my plug for the advertisements for right now. You're welcome. I made you sit through a commercial. Enjoy.
This video is brought to you by Rookzer0.
This video is brought to you by me. What am I missing here?
I think I'm done with the Cyber Bear sorcerer.
I think I'm about done with this guy too. I don't know what else to do with him. I like it. It looks good. Is he holding, or is he summoning bolts?
I was thinking like telekinetic stuff.
You didn't give him an orange mohawk.
He has a little bit of a mohawk, and they can be orange.
I was just dicking around, but I really like that.
Yeah,
Erase it.
it's not bad.
I want to make more. I'm gonna give this guy an orange mohawk. Holy crap! I want to say Phantom Bullets. That's not right. Magnum Bullets song, like, ooh, that aesthetic was nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the most Aaron way I can, just ooh, Sonic.
No, seriously, when you showed me Magnum Bullets, I fucking lost my brain to that music for about a month. Legit.
It's so good.
It just took over my brain. And about every 6 months or so, it does it again.
I'm gonna not.
Just spontaneously.
I mean, I want everybody to listen to the. I've been listening to the Cyberpunk soundtrack for like a month now. It's super great.
Cyberpunk the game or Cyberpunk Edgerunners or
both of them. Yeah, I was listening to the Edgerunner soundtrack for a while, and then I started listening to the other stuff. And it's really good. I wanted to try to get some on the stream today, but I couldn't get the rights to do it because Pretzel's a dick. But anyways, let's see. There's also an interesting history where the term cyber, people think cyber equals just internet or like the alike, but the etymology of cyber comes from the cybermentes, which means to steer or pilot. Interesting. Yeah, because like the original Cyberpunk stuff was supposed to be more about like the Matrix style, like plugging in, right? Like actually getting away from your body. So in that aspect, I think things like the Matrix and Ready Player One are quintessentially Cyberpunk genre things. Like those are really what people should go to for Cyberpunk. But the game is just so indicative of a nice style that I think people gravitate towards that. Post-apocalyptic visually has a lot of similar themes, just more distress and ripped materials. Yeah, and I think that goes down to like if you're looking at like the class system of the punk styles, it's like you're seeing the lower versus the upper classes and how like the detritus of the world, which is more Akira and what's the other?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah. Blade Runner is a great example of that.
Both the top and bottom class.
Yeah, and even the newer one does a much better job of showing you the world as a whole and seeing how it is very post-apocalyptic, but like society is managing because of technology, and that's the the cyberpunky nature of it. Cybernetics, an act of feeling the world, steering yourself, piloting yourself, and those advanced prosthetics. I really like that, Russo. Thank you. Thank you for adding that. A metal mohawk.
I rolled
that you could use to attack others. I like that. Yeah.
I rolled a 17.
17. Human warlock with short, thick, wild black hair, green eyes, and a corgi familiar, whose patron is the Sandman.
And how do I make that? Oh, I know how I make that cyberpunk. I just give him some neon clothes.
Yeah. Neon clothes, I like it. Alright. I don't know how much more I want to add to this lizard. I think I'm about done with it. I might just add the little color because I'm already doing it.
Yeah.
Also, Sandman was such a good show.
Sandman was great. I was really happy with that one. It's a really cool concept as well. Like, the story itself is just very, very appealing to me. I want to do a little bit more, something like this. Maybe he's got some like teeth implants or something. Got that steel jaw, yo. Titanium teeth.
Maybe his teeth are a chainsaw.
Teeth are a chainsaw. I've still not yet seen this chainsaw anime thing, but I keep seeing the dog.
Chainsaw Man?
A little dog with a chainsaw nose, and I hate it. Oh, I hate it. It's too cute. It's too cute, and every time I see it, there's like 3D models or something, and the blade is just like ripping through it, and I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Where does the chain go? It makes me frustrated. So, chainsaws are dangerous, people. Be careful with your equipment. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Super cute. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Probably just merged. Oh, what did I just... Oops. It's good to be in charge. I just gave a layer to Druid, and then I just took it back. I do what I want! Okay. We're at 25. That's impressive. Here we go. 7. A Minotaur gunslinger that is an expert in all sorts of different types of guns. I like it.
Another beefy boy.
Another beefy boy.
So all Minotaurs do have to be stacked like a 21-year-old or an unfortunator, right?
Yeah. Oh, Megumi, why? He shouldn't have a chainsaw on his head. Is it his nose? Is he dead? Like, what is happening? I don't know. I don't know how to cope.
With the little knowledge I have of the show, I'm pretty sure he's
fine, I think.
Well, he's absolutely fine, but I think he's more a spirit than anything.
He's like a demon, isn't he?
Yeah.
In Japanese terminology, not Christian.
Yeah.
Pedanticism.
It's kind of important within this context.
Here we go. Okay. I was trying to find I think his name is Maine, the big dude from the show.
Yeah, Maine.
Okay. I'm trying to find pictures of him online. And the article that pops up is the edge runners in Cyberpunk explained. It's like, I don't know if that needs to be explained. How do I write crappy articles? I mean, it could be a good article, don't get me wrong, but like, they always feel unnecessary to me. That was a weird, like, gripe from me that just didn't need to happen. I apologize, everybody.
It's okay, I'm there with you, actually.
Did you know in this movie, it's like, shut up. It makes me want to throw my phone every time. It's just like,
And it's always such, like, basic surface level stuff.
that's what I'm saying, yeah. It's just like somebody works for a company that just has to fill time or fill pages, and so it's like, did you know that Mickey Mouse is the guy that works for the Mickey Mouse Corporation, also known as Disney? It's like, why did you write it like that? Like, you could just... Ugh. Fill in the page. Let's draw some cows.
And things you didn't know about The Little Mermaid. Number 1, the main character's name is Ariel.
She's a mermaid. Did you know her dad is the king of the ocean? It's like, yes. Get out of here. It's becoming I think that's the new trend because YouTube started crushing down on top 10 lists. It was really funny when I started this channel. They were basically like putting out like, this is how you become monetized. This is what you need to be required to be a partner. And one of the things was like, we're no longer accepting top 10 channels. Like, if you make top 10 content, nope. It's just like, wow, that's a thing. That's a thing that happened. What was this guy supposed to be? Is he barbarian? Gun barbarian, right? Or did it not have a class? Let me look.
I thought it said gunslinger.
Might have been a gunslinger.
Which could be taken as the class, or could be taken as just a person who uses guns.
Minotaur gunslinger. Okay, this is an expert in all kinds of guns. Got it. I'm gonna start over. We've moved on to the shirtless part of the day, I think. Where?
Oh, you're right. This guy should be shirtless. He's not going to be representing the beef, but...
You can still have the collar, though.
Oh, yeah, he's still going to be wearing a jacket, just no shirt under.
Shirtless? Yeah. Yeah. I should really give him, like, a flak jacket or something if he's a gunslinger.
Or a bandolier with guns.
2 bandoliers. I tend to lean towards, because, like, tactical vests aren't a thing, I tend to lean more towards, like, the old Western gunslingers when we play D&D gunslinger stuff. But, like, I really dig, like, the kind of military armor aesthetic for a lot of my sci-fi stuff. So, see what happens. See where this goes.
Yeah. I kind of agree. It depends on the type of military armor specifically.
I think I made this a lizard. How do cows do? That's just Chewbacca? Yeah, that's just Chewbacca.
Cows are thick horses.
Thick horses, got it.
With slightly upturned noses instead of the downturned nose. If that helps.
Yeah, I think that did help.
Gotta upgrade those eyes, yo.
Can't wait until modern fashion becomes just a zip-up hoodie that's open on the front with no shirt underneath.
You missed it. That was like early 90s.
It'll come back around. Don't worry.
I don't know what I've done, but this just doesn't look right to me. What is happening here? Maybe it's because it's so... I've drawn a dragon again. I'm looking it up. I'm looking up a cow. Okay. Got the big old muscly jaw. Maybe that's where we'll put a indenter. There we go. I always forget about cow ears. That's the... they just kind of sneak in there.
Yeah. I didn't even bother drawing them because I think I've covered them with the horns. There would probably be something peeking up, but I don't think I need to complicate it.
Yeah. Then again, I guess if your body is mostly made out of metal, you probably don't need armor.
Your skin is armor.
Yeah.
Only if you buy the right upgrades.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's implied.
Yeah.
With the first statement that if your body is metal. My body's made out of aluminum. It's like, you should still wear the plate carrier. It's like, but aluminum.
You could make the argument that like the shape or like extra padding, but then at the same time you've got people who just attach the armor to their body anyways.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Might as well.
Wonder if armor installed on your body is fundamentally more comfortable than armor you have to wear.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, you get into what's comfortable and what's putting a strain on your mind.
It would probably work like a tattoo that gives an AC and a D&D stat. It count as a 2-minute slot. Yeah, I would think so for the whole metal thing.
And essentially, it's just that's how I would rule it. And we've talked a little bit about that with Warforged in the past.
Yeah.
It's basically if you want to augment your body, that's fine. It's just like if it's magical, you have to attune to it. And that's how I think the Rasu, basically, you can upgrade your body to count as armor because it's made out of like hardwood. But it does take up your armor slot. Like you can't wear armor on top of it, which is great. Like that makes sense.
Yeah. I haven't looked in a while. Have they done any more with tattoos? Magical tattoos
I
in
have not
second
checked
edition?
either. Yeah, I'll have to look.
Last time
Isn't
I
it-
looked, it was pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, they forgot to do it. Is what
Yeah.
happened. Like,
Which is why it was underwhelming.
yeah, it's like, oh, you take this feat and you learn how to make tattoos up to like pick 2 tattoos under level 3. It's like all tattoos are level 3 and up, and they just never corrected it. I'm so confused. So confused. Yeah, but the old Pathfinder tattoo system was great. Essentially, you could have a tattoo for every slot of the body, which really it was just it's power creep is the problem.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, your magical gear is pretty awesome, and you don't know how to upgrade your characters anymore. What if they could get a tattoo for every piece of armor they have? It's like, yay! Which I really like. I like that idea. Oh, yeah, we're gonna silver tip the hell out of these horns. Does wearing glasses make you a cyborg?
Yes.
Dang it.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm an augmented human being right now.
It's sad that all the implants are going to old people.
Hey, they need it the most. First, it's sorry, no, it's not first come first serve. It's available for those who need it.
I can't walk. Oh, yeah, they'll give it to her.
Yeah, to all according to their needs.
That's communism.
What? Caught me trying to sneak manifesto in here.
That was really funny watching the Stranger Things talk about, like, it's weird thinking about how that kind of stuff played out in the US. Just like, what was it, the Red Scare? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
People kept running around thinking everybody was Satan worshippers and communists. It's like, really? Those are the things you're gonna put together? All right, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to get into the political stuff, but I have a good political talk about that. Might have to get into sometime. Not on channel, but just general.
Yeah, that is very much political content.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funniest slash darkest joke about that I have ever seen in media is in the movie Clue.
That's a red herring the whole time.
I mean that, but also like when Wadsworth is giving his backstory as to why he wants revenge on Mr. Body and why he organized the whole dinner party, because his wife committed suicide because she had friends who were socialists. Very dark joke.
Yeah, I don't get it. Sorry.
No.
Like, is the joke that that's outrageous?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because to me,
Joke is
that's
the
stupid.
joke is that it is so shameful to even know somebody who is socialist that she was basically forced to commit suicide.
That makes me mad. It's a dark joke. Oh well.
Very dark joke. Anywho,
I'm not allowed to trash talk that movie, so.
I love it.
So does everybody. This is why I'm not allowed to trash talk it.
I mean, it
It's
is.
not a bad movie by any means.
You know,
a good movie.
it's also not like earth-shakingly good.
Yeah.
It's a cult classic. That's all.
I'm giving him a Marvel special, which is just the Cable's blaster. It's just a bunch of boxes strapped on each other, and somehow it's a gun. Like you just keep adding more shit to it until it doesn't make any sense anymore, and then they're like, yeah, that's it, that's fine, that's a laser gun now. Which I kind of appreciate in the Deadpool movie that they actually tried to make it look like a gun. But... Makes it a little scarier.
I feel like since the 90s, at least some people in the industry have tried to fix some of those tropes.
Yeah, I think
To
Warren,
varying
yeah,
degrees.
our level of military sciences, because we put so much money into it, is kind of catching up to like 1950s comics.
Yeah.
So now sometimes it's like, yeah, let's just draw the real thing. We don't need it to be more sci-fi than that.
An outrageous thing that existed with mutants, that's an actual thing now.
Yep. So
Just put it in.
but
It
yeah,
is
a lot of
wild.
those did really look
Technology.
like toasters that shot lasers.
Hey, that was a design choice. That choice was almost certainly made in order to lower the animation budget, or the cost of the animation, right?
Yeah.
And
because
I
like
think it
they
was
didn't
a
want to put
good
guns on
decision.
TV, like kids
Yes,
cartoons,
yes.
they specifically just like no guns. It's like, well, what about this thing? Pew 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 pew.
Is it a
pew.
gun? Not technically.
It's a laser rifle. Like they did the same thing with GI Joes, which just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like
This propaganda about the American military industrial complex is too violent.
the more you know. No, that was the wrong one. What was it? What was the PSA?
Knowing is half the battle.
That's right. There we go. Grunkle Stan owns a lot of guns, just in case someone brings a ladder. I love Grunkle Stan.
He's a good character. I would hate to have any interaction with him IRL.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. He's a terrible person.
Yes.
But he's a funny character.
And he does actually care about his great niece and nephew. So that kind of redeems him a little bit.
I mean, he's still a swindler and a thief and a grifter, so
Yeah.
fight your battles, or pick your battles. Your battles wisely. Okay, I think that's good. I think we're about done there. I'm not going to draw anymore. Maybe I'll give him a grenade. That might be YouTube safe, I don't know. Plasma grenades. There we go. Every D&D character needs bags. Time is it? 1 o'clock. We're doing all right. It's 1:15. It might be a good time to take a quick break. Get up, do some stretches. I got hiccups now. Why do I have hiccups? What the hell's going on? Do a quick snack. Drink some water. Get a new drink. Yeah, I think that's probably a good call. That goes for everybody. Like, get up out of your chair. If you're at work, I don't know. Go yell at your boss. Don't yell at your boss. Only yell at your boss if they deserve it and you don't like your job. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Be smart. Keep your job unless you don't need it. Be happy, people. Do things that are smart and good for you. Don't listen to me.
That's the best advice I think I can give to anybody is don't listen to me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about most of the time. Hey, internet guy. You said I'm supposed to yell at you. Why are you watching the internet at work? Okay. We have a lot more suggestions to go today, so I'm going to try to come back here. We're going to have a good old time. But I'm going to use the facilities and get a drink, stretch, go pet the cats. We'll be back in a minute. Everybody hang tight. Those are a lot of really cool Minotaur robots that I just now saw. I assume Hash Brown was posting those, yeah. Those are pretty good.
Damn, yeah.
The sci-fi gun is allowed to be shown to be owned by Grunkle Ford. Wait. I assume that's supposed to. The design was what I was imagining for a Glitch Ranger. Very cool. All right, nice. That works out. I love the corgi. Corgi's good.
He's a good boy.
Get him, mine. Okay. Yep. Everybody hang tight. I'm going to push the add button, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. Everyone go stretch. Ignore the YouTube overlords, but trick them. We're going to trick them. Here we go. Back in a minute. Where is that button? I am woefully unprepared to make YouTube happen. There we go. We're back. Hello, cat. Pet, pet, pet. There. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you to everybody who hung around. Back to the live stuff. Did the music stop? That was weird timing.
Oh my gosh, Hashi Brown, is that a cyborg battle corgi?
I know the artist that drew that. And not personally, like I follow them on ArtStation. I've seen that before. It's Battle Corgi. Battle Corgi's pretty good.
I think I'm done with this. This Minotaur.
Ah, yes, the content button. That was really good. Quick, somebody F's in chat. Let's get F's in chat. See who's around. See how everyone's doing. Everybody give me. I hope nobody went and yelled at their boss for my delusional state. F. I did push-ups. Nice. I stretched and I had an argument with the cat because he wanted more food, but there was still food in his bowl.
Typical.
Yeah. Here we are. All right, so we're down to 22. So I'm going to roll a D4 and D20. Taito, Hashi Brown, hello. Oni, thank you for hanging around. I appreciate you all. Another argument with that boss. 13. Warforged Rune Knight Fighter. She is powered by a piece of meteorite that makes a glow cracking lines appear across her body. That's awesome. Okay. I like that. Plus, I get to draw a sexy robot.
Rolled a 6.
It was 6, you say. Female half-elf Tempest Cleric of Thor. Blonde and heavily tattooed. Spear and shield.
Tempest Cleric of Thor.
What's cool looking me? Is that your suggestion? What's up, Skip Cat?
Okay.
More food, please.
I rolled a 20.
Or 20. A darker skinned female human artificer ranger with prosthetic arm and lower legs. Oh, Skip Cat. Oh, Skip Cat, why? Yeah? You make pretty cute noises. Okay. I'll give you some tuna fish. That's it. Spoiled cat. There was no class attached to that one, Bernie. I'm sorry about that.
Ranger. Or Ranger Artificer is what I heard?
Oh, was it? Did I just like blank it out? Whatever. If you got it, you got it. Let's take a look. Female human artificer ranger. You're right. Okay. You right.
I read that as she made her own sniper rifle.
I went to go and yell. Oh wait, I went and yelled at my dog. She's a good girl. Does that count? Why are you yelling at a good girl? Last time you were saying you didn't know how to do the runes and stuff. Ah. Yep, I can't see stuff. I think it's one of those selective blindness things. What my parents used to say.
I want to see what I want.
Spent enough hours in my life searching for the thing that I need, that is right in front of my face, that I don't think anybody would dare say that about me.
That it's selective?
Yeah. That I only see what I want to see. I usually can't see what I want to see.
Let's see what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know where the orange cat went.
Oh, there you are. Where have you been? Well, you're really warm. You hiding under a bed?
I walked around the house for like 5 minutes before the stream trying to find him because I had turkey, and I'm like, I know he's gonna want this. I missed out. Missed out. Should we do more Age of Ultron, or should we do No Mouth? Kind of a fan of No Mouth.
Give her the creepy robot teeth.
Yep. Just no lips. Arrgh!
That goes over here. Give this a gentle shake. I need better snacks. I need better snacks in my house.
Beef jerky is probably not the best thing for me. But it's so good. So good. I used to get, well, I guess I still have them. They used to eat the seaweed. Little seaweed flake things. No, what the hell are they called?
Else?
They're like little squares of seaweed.
Nori.
Yeah, little nori things.
Nori snacks.
Those are nice. Got expensive. They got expensive, and I only really liked the wasabi ones. Maybe that's my problem with snacks. Is I bought wasabi peas and wasabi almonds and wasabi nori snacks, and then I think I just burned myself out of wasabi, and none of them sound good. People have good like daytime snacks that they like. I probably eat way too much popcorn. I freaking love popcorn.
Yeah, I can't eat corn at all. Popcorn would kill me.
Pudding? Is pudding a good snack? Like,
Depends on how well you can process dairy.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think I can eat the pudding, but I guess I need a good healthy snack. Which is one of the reasons I was trying to make my own pickles, because I love pickles. What kind of hair should we put on this person? I mean, she's a warforged, so maybe no hair? Maybe no hair needed?
Either no hair needed or like braided wires.
That's kind of what I was thinking, like doing like a... Actually, yeah, let's just do one big braid. I think that would do it. I think the braided. I'm a big fan of the coils. I think I did that for my Warforged video. Kind of like wiry dreadlocks. I think the braid is a better idea. Okay, so now I gotta put the cracks all over this. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I think what we're going to do is try to distinguish the difference between hard and soft plate. And then we'll put the cracks where it makes sense.
I've always been a fan
Oh,
of...
Chiba's cat. Sorry. Pixel just like jumped on the back of the chair and clawed my arm. Not cool. Sorry, go ahead, Bernie.
I've always been a fan of differentiating like hard and soft plate more by making the soft parts look more like synthetic muscle.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Like even without the skin, so they've got all of the lines.
Very Attack on Titan. I think that's kind of their MO. It's like it's either muscle tissue or bone. Like that's the only two things that exist on the bodies. Which I like. I think this is a good aesthetic for that kind of stuff. It gives familiarity, but also like makes it very unnatural. I think this hand is in the wrong spot. Got it. Well, this will be up here. Okay, so that's fine. We'll do that. Try to add in this hand. Thumb across there. Fake some foreshortening. I guess you don't fake foreshortening, you just do it. It's just whether or not it looks good is kind of the trick. If someone makes her angry, she can easily get larger and just throw them. Nice. How does that work? Is that like she's got the spell? Oh, she's a rune knight, right? Yeah. We talked about this the other day. Rune knights are giant Vikings. Sorry, I got the sniffles now. I turned on the heater and I think it's putting dirt in my face. I need to vacuum my whole house. That's what I need to do.
I was gonna say I didn't think the cat was that scary.
Filthy maybe, but scary now.
Either people know what they're doing making the subclass or didn't expect people to use the ability in that way. Why is it that? I think growing is a pretty good archetype for like a brawler. I feel like that happens quite often because like whether or not it's through their own means or just
or the wizard being smart with their spell use.
yeah. I think that kind of situation happens quite frequently, at least in my games. I guess they did on Critical Role too, so like I don't think it's
Yeah. I see enlarged person a lot.
What? Enlarging the wizard isn't helpful?
I mean,
I think I have good luck with people playing wizards. Maybe it's because I generally don't. So like I never expect people to do things with them. And I'm always surprised when people are like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do, and I'm like, that's great, that's cool, that seems like a good plan. And then I'm the one that makes the, break down the door and die all the time. I've been saved many, many times by very intelligent wizard plays. Is that just me though?
No, I think I'm pretty bad at it too.
I don't. My usual table doesn't play a lot of wizards.
I guess let me rephrase the question. What did you mean, burning, with your jape?
Oh, I was just the jape being like, oh, let's take the squishy caster and just make them a bigger target.
Oh, yeah. I see. So they're not casting it on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, make the brawler the big target. Makes way more sense. And I think I've only seen people do that. I've had a few friends that have like dipped wizard just enough to get that. Like, really, they should just be playing Maguses, but they're like, no, I'm gonna build my own. It's like, all right, whatever. And they did it specifically to do that, so that they could be a fighter and make themselves huge. So I think the subclass is a good call. Eventually, I'm gonna end up making my stir wizard. I say over and over again. Well, we'll get there eventually. Your carrying capacity, lift, drag, and push are all increased by up to 60 times your strength when transformed, and 120 times you can carry ability. I like Ant Hall. I made a character who just had Ant Hall. I thought it was really funny. And I told the DM. Spell? I don't know if it's a spell in 5e.
In 5e?
I essentially told him, I was like, hey, so I'm just going to cast this every morning when I wake up. That's where all my spells are for. I'm just going to carry a lot of shit. They were like,
yeah. For anybody who hasn't played Pathfinder, basically, it gives you... It lets your character basically act like they have the ability that Goliaths have, right? Where they act as a large person for calculating carrying capacity.
I thought it was more than that. It feels excessive. Like, essentially, when you have Ant Hall, you can carry everything forever. Like, that's just... Maybe it's because there's also, like, for a long time, dwarves couldn't be encumbered. That used to be a thing. And so that was always really funny. Which really, it just meant, like, you don't suffer the penalties for being over your equipment load.
Yeah.
But then if you use Ant Hall, it's just like, yeah, I'm just going to pick up this car by... Technically, it's within my limits, but that means that I'm fine. So, see y'all later. Which I like. I thought it was fun. Okay, she's supposed to have a big thing in her chest here, so I'm just gonna fill this in like this. Make a big old meteorite thing there. Branching out. Wow. This is a really cool character. This is someone I would like to, like, actually draw like a full render of. Cracked glowy robot? Yes, please.
I may have just drawn Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z as a half elf.
I like it.
I'm relieved to discover I can draw ladies today. I was not able to yesterday.
That happens. That does happen. And then I'm going to do one more thing here. I want to make the underside of this hair glow because that's the reference I was given, and I think it's a cool idea. Even though it's a braid. Okay, but food. Would you like a baguette? Every time I draw braids now, I just think of like pleated French rolls. I just can't. I can't not think about it. That's how I draw them. It's just like, okay, just draw the bread. Draw the bread. You can do it. I believe.
Technically, both are indeed braided, so. Yeah, just stick a loaf of challah on the back of somebody's head.
Yep.
Call it a day.
All right. I kind of want to do a little bit of. I'm gonna do a little bit of druid shenanigans here.
What is druid shenanigans?
Just a little bit of gray value.
I gotcha. Yep, that is my shenanigans. That is the entirety of my style.
Just gray. Just a little bit of gray everywhere.
Just a little bit of gray, a little bit of gray here, a little bit of gray there. Make that look like shadow. Couple of overlapping strokes of transparent gray here.
Add a little bit more for shine.
I mean, it works, right?
It works for me. No idea if it would work for anybody else.
I mean, it's essentially just rendering. You're just rendering the thing, creating the volume with shadow. It's super smart. It's not intended to be shade.
It's only smart if it's actually a shortcut.
Well, it doesn't have to be a shortcut. You can just—it's just a style. It's a style choice. Look at that. Look how much metal that is. It's so much shinier. Oh, cat. Oh, cat, you're fine. I'm so sad. Please. Please. You don't get anything for another 2 hours. You just need attention. Is that it? Everybody hang out while I pet the cat. I think that the wizard class is built in such a structured way that going through the motions to build it puts you in a certain mindset of preparing things. Of preparation things. I assume that was when we were talking about cat wants food. Yeah, cat wants food. When we were talking about the wizards being prepared and being good at stuff.
Yeah, and taking a couple of levels in wizard just so that you could cast a large person on yourself.
That could be. I think that's good. I'm going to call that one there. I'm going to do a little more. Make this plating look a little more metallic. by adding dots. So that's how you make metal look like metal. You put dots in it. Oh my god, cat. Chill out. Inappropriate.
Heard him that time.
Inappropriate. Yelly cats get nothing. That's how it works. Okay. Cat pet stream hype. Yeah. That was three layers for that one. Breaking all the rules.
You're gonna draw metal. Sometimes you gotta break the rules.
Yeah. Where are we at? We're at 20. We're at 20, people. Hooah! 6. Bonjour. Okay, that's a huge Warforged post-quarter. Oh no, it's the same thing. A huge Warforged post-combat fighter, muscle barbarian, within 10 years.
Pull up the last one and just put in 10 years on it.
With it says like the and then a name Barrero from Appleseed. I think I remember the Appleseed logo. I can do something like that. Just do the same thing, but add the years. That's what you're saying. I like it.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Boop, boop.
This hand is garbage, and I'm not gonna fix it, and I'm not gonna be sorry.
Nah, we'll draw a new one. This is the only day that I get to draw robots for fun. I remember right. I think the Appleseed ears are kind of like what Burning draws all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm envisioning as well, but I've never seen Appleseed or read the comics, so I'm not sure. I should say I've never watched Appleseed. I've seen clips.
If I remember right, so what I draw is more that. If I remember right, Appleseed is more.
Is Appleseed pointier?
I believe. I should look that up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I've already drawn it, so we're good.
So Cyberpunk Cleric of Thor definitely walks around with a sledgehammer, just beating the shit out of anybody that challenges her, right?
That's what you gotta tell yourself.
So I looked it up. I was wrong. They are almost exactly what I draw.
What was the thing I was doing? Yeah, so I keep drawing the same like helmet every day, which is like the Dracoon helmet. That's very, very similar. But I found something the other day that I was like, oh yeah, it's the hell is that show called? It's like Voltron, but with birds.
Okay.
I have
I
no
can't
idea what you're
remember
talking about.
I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
But it's like that is way too close to the style of the thing that I like. For like that has to be something that I've never seen the anime and I don't know what the hell it is. No, not Power Rangers. But like I swear I've seen it enough that it's like burned in my brain. Because yeah, like that's essentially the aesthetic that I love, but I have no idea what the anime is actually about. So one of these days I'll have to figure it out and watch it.
I know it got riffed on a lot in like early 90s cartoons.
Yeah, because it's just like they just have a big plastic bird, like a glass helmet on top. It's just like, that's interesting. It's not. It's funny. It's funny how similar it is to the style that I like. But it's something that I didn't realize was a thing. So, really cool. Really cool. Maybe my designs are just very simple. Nothing is original. I've never watched Appleseed either. I think they're cops, right?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I haven't watched it either.
When I worked at Hollywood Video, there was like, I think there's a movie out for it. And every time I walk by, it's like, I should watch that. I should watch that. I should watch that. I never did. I never rented it once. Like it was just, could have just got it and never watched it. But I did like the robots. The robots look really cool. For those of you that are confused what I'm doing like a back pose here. With the subclass, it allows you to also focus on what is also needed to help the party. Oh, interesting.
Okay. I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna head out.
Okay. Doc's really cool.
Cool. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Was
Thank you for
fun
drawing with us
drawing.
today.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Will do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yep. See you later. Have a good day. What time is it? It is 2 o'clock. We did pretty good. We got like what, 10 done?
Yeah. About a third.
About a third.
Pretty good.
We drew a lot of robots today,
Yeah.
which is pretty great.
Which I was kind of expecting.
Well, yeah, I agree. That was never the surprise. Like, oh, so many robots. No, I just mean like that was good. I'm glad. I like drawing robots. It's fun.
Yeah. It's kind of rough on me, but I had fun as well. I got to draw a beefy boy and a sexy lady, so I'm happy.
It's good. God, I don't remember how back muscles work. I think this is right. The arm flexed forward, though. That would really be the shoulder blade. One day you get to draw a beefy boy is a good day. Any day. I read that wrong. Man, it's gonna bother me forever now. Until I figure out what that anime was called. Was it just a Voltron ripoff?
I don't know. You still have the half elf cleric of Thor prompt written down. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Blonde and heavily tattooed spear and shield.
Heavily tattooed. That's what I forgot. I'm not gonna do spear and shield. I'm gonna stick.
That's fine.
Sorry. I'm gonna stick with the sledgehammer that I just put up because I feel like it's more in line with an industrial whatever.
What am I looking at, Hatchy Brown? Is it like a bunny girl butterfly with a drill arm? All right. I don't know.
Cyber fairies.
Oh, man. The Netflix Voltron is so good. I'm gonna type in not Voltron anime. Birds. Gotcha Man? Was that the original? Or which came first? Gotcha Man. Or Voltron first. No, Gotcha Man was the original. Okay. Yeah, I should probably watch this. But they are just like weird space bird people. Check this out. I'll post it. It's so stupid. But like
Oh my gosh, I have seen
right?
this before.
I like how their masks are like shaped like different things, except for the owl guy, he's just got a regular visor.
Yeah.
Like it's terrible, but it's very much like you could easily see my style being derived from that. Like the way the capes work, the way the helmets work. It's like, dang it.
Yeah.
When did this get stuck in my brain as a kid?
I don't know, the helmets are a little bit just like round bubble kind of shapeless things. So I think that you do heads and helmets much more interestingly than this, but
Oh yeah. No, like that's the thing. Like same thing with like what Burning was saying, or with Burning's ears is like
yeah.
just because it looks like something doesn't mean that like that's the level of your stuff. It's not. It's fine to do that. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's something I used to draw a lot of. I still draw lots of helmets. What am I saying? When I was drawing a lot of helmets in like college, people were always like, "Oh, it's Master Chief." I'm like, it's not, but that's fine. Like I can see how you could compare the two. Because I know what Master Chief's helmet looks like, and it's not this. But definitely, like just finding that weird inspiration is awesome sometimes, and sometimes you find inspiration that you didn't realize was indicative of stuff you do. And and that can be really, it can be really shitty feeling sometimes. Like, oh no, someone else came up with this idea first. But at the same time, it's like, that's fine. Like, you now have more stuff to look at for inspiration and reference. And that kind of stuff can be really cool.
I feel like that kind of shitty feeling is kind of, it's, for me at least, it was a lot more of a problem in college because I was like doing a serious high art degree. And so it was very much like, oh, this looks just like that thing. And I'm like, fuck, everything I do is derivative.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
but that's how art is, you know. Art essentially is derivative, and nothing happens in a vacuum. So the things that I love and the things that I watch, like a good example of this is Across the Obelisk. I've had a few of my friends be like, "Did you make this game?" I was like, "No, like this game looks way better than anything I can do." But like, it's just the style of things I draw and the way that it's presented is very indicative of my style, and it's probably because the people that made that game love the same shit I love. Like, 100%. Like, I can tell where they got like, this is how I would build a warrior if I was making this game because we've all played the same things, and so it slowly builds into that kind of collective space where people have the same idea of things.
Yeah, totally.
This guy is just gonna have wire hair. It's just like sticking out the back. Nah, I don't like that. It's messy. Shouldn't be messy. Robot boy should never be messy. Don't ask me why. That's just how I feel. You can be dirty. Maybe need a good like buff and polish or something, but I feel like I don't like the haphazard robot stuff. It's like it takes way too much time and effort to not plan this out. I guess my arm is a crane now. Like, why? Why'd you do that?
Because I couldn't think of anything else.
Guess this arm should be over here. Do something like this. Crane arm seems to fit a post-apocalyptic setting more. Yeah, I mean, I think there's that would make sense, I guess, if you were having a like limitation to it. What do you add to it, or if you have a functionality behind it? The world should define the character, and the character should define the world. Constant struggle of which came first. What was the other? Oh man, there was a really good. Thinking of other things that like have defined my style. Tiger and Bunny. That was the other thing I was thinking about with these ears.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a really weird show from.
Yeah, I
MTV.
didn't expect that you would watch Tiger Bunny. Honestly,
Weird. It is the animation style that I hate, right? Like the
yeah,
animation style that the weird like 3D animation. They've definitely refined it, because that one was like kind of one of the first ones where they tried that really hard, because all of the suits and all the superheroes were 3D versus like when they were walking around, which was still hand drawn.
Yeah.
And so whenever they did that, it was like ugh, but it was really sleek and really clean, and I really liked it. I really liked it. And I think they've now gotten to a point where they can just make it. They optimized it a little too much, and I feel like it just doesn't have the same vibe anymore with the like Netflix animation studios.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I don't know, still don't know if I've ever actually finished it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really ever watched it. Most of what I know from it, I get secondhand from hearing Karina rant about it on Drawfee. Honestly.
Oh, it's Karina watch it. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good from what I remember. It's good, and then it gets slow, and so I keep getting distracted because it was written in like I think early 2000s.
Yeah.
So it tries to do a lot of things, and it does some of them. But it's this weird mix of superhero mech cartoon. What's your superpower? I can be invincible and super strong for 60 seconds. Oh, okay. Here we go. Which I guess was like basically Evangelion too. Go until the battery runs out, then everybody dies. Oh no. Oh no. God, Evangelion's so good. There's a lot of great anime out there. For art style.
Yeah, there really is.
Finding some of those art styles finding those art styles that you really love and can adapt from, that can be really, really powerful for learning how to art.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know if I can do more than a full sleeve of these tattoos.
Boy. I'm just noodling metal bits in here now, so I think I'm about done. If I had a superpower, it would be able to let someone else use my power for like 10 seconds. Here you go. I'm gonna give you the juice.
Your superpower is to be a battery for other superpowered individuals.
I'm down. It's basically what like Anna from Overwatch does. Rampage mode, go! Bloodlust or the Berserk mode. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I guess the question is, what superpower would you have, or what superpower would you?
Yeah, because I mean, if everybody gets to choose their own superpower, then
Doomed.
yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna be able to see this hand, so I think it could be really big. But I think I don't need to draw it. I think I'm just gonna call it there. Actually, we could put it like, well, man, I don't know. It's a weird pose. Really, his elbow should probably be like way down here. I think I just didn't make it big enough. Yeah, that is what happened. Let's change it. Let's change it. Let's change it, then we'll call it. We'll change it, then we'll call it.
Sounds good. I'm just gonna sit here and noodle cyberpunky tattoos until you're done.
That's fair.
I do really dig like looking at cyberpunk tattoo inspiration, because a lot of it is just like, I don't know, this is kind of like circuit board-esque. We'll just go with that, and it comes with some really cool patterns. It's obviously not a functional circuit board aesthetic, but it's still cool.
I'm just marveling at your anatomy. This pose is good. Thank you. You say that as I struggle to make this arm function. Problem is, like, I want to draw the fist, but it's gonna be like right here. It's gonna be on the other side of the body, unless I have him do like a really weird twist, which I'd have to adjust everything for. Which maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just twist him a little more. When in doubt, twist, twist, twist. I've done the Iron Man thing again, or not Iron Man, Captain America thing. I'm drawing his head and his body on two different perspectives. So I think we're just gonna cut it down here.
You've also definitely given him Venom levels of beef.
Yeah, that was what I was going for. So for super beef here. Draw those muscles. There we go. Okay. Move him over a little bit. Give him a big old fist. Big old man fist. Not a regular fist. Man fist.
I know a couple people who would take a great deal of umbrage with the fact that you just insinuated that man fists are not regular fists.
Like a man fist is like the kind of fist you'd have to make to punch Burt Reynolds. Like regular fist just doesn't cut it. I kind of hate it. All right. I think we're going to call it. I'm just noodling now. I like the placement, but I don't like anything else about it. We're just gonna sketch it in there. There we go. Weird hand. Sure. Whew. Drew, that's so much detail.
I know. I hate myself right now.
Yeah,
But it kind of looks cool.
It does. It looks really good. Undead Cyberpunk. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Alrighty, that was pretty good. Yeah, hash brown. I love that. I love the top one there, the orange. I think I'm also following that guy on ArtStation. It might be the same person actually. Either way, thanks everybody for hanging out today. That was a lot of fun. That was cool. We'll probably continue this on Friday. I'm gonna try to get more video stuff done. Hopefully we'll have that out soon. Go check out some of the old videos. Make some comments in there. Get some work up some activity so that YouTube pays me the big bucks, and then we can do some cool stuff. Otherwise, it is pretty cool. I had to go for a bit, but I'm back. Oops, sorry, I was gone for most of it. Yeah, that's no problem. Thanks for hanging out. If you got your stuff drawn today, we'll be posting it in the Discord. If you did not get your stuff drawn today, we'll come back and we'll view it again on Friday, and we'll try to finish some of those up. Thanks again, everyone, for your suggestions. I don't have much else to go on except have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll catch you next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye, everybody.
Bye.